But before we begin, though, we had to talk about some outrage, man, some selective outrage, if you will,
Right.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
unfortunately
I
for me,
I
I didn't get around to seeing it on
yeah.
Netflix, but because I don't have a Netflix account, right? Wow, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, Ricardo, in a nutshell, you just want to mention well, that's just what selective outrage is.
Right. So, well, I didn't get to see it either,
Okay.
unfortunately, in its entirety, because Netflix doesn't allow live service or live streaming by in Trinidad. I'm not sure. Like basically,
Okay.
I tried to run it. I thought it was finished, so I thought where the view was a live stream and then you get to record it. So that might be the case still. So I might
Right.
watch it. But I didn't see the whole thing. What I did see, however, was just the big clip spreading online, the last roughly 8 minutes or so, and he just like effectively just went off on Will Smith.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. And Jada Pinkett-Smith, of course, right?
right, yeah, and then well,
Yeah.
he right. So yeah, like, let's talk about this. Well, the drama of roughly last year, a little less than a year ago.
Hmm.
Well, Will Smith assaulting Chris Rock at the Oscars live,
Right.
and
Yes.
then still
And
going
of
on.
course, the infamous line, "Keep your wife's name out your fucking mouth." And
Right,
yes, folks, in this segment, we're gonna be dropping f bombs, right? Because I
right,
mean, it's Chris Rock, right? He said
right.
them, so we just more or less, paraphrasing here, right? So whatever.
We're quoting, we're the stenographers, right? So
Yes.
yeah, so he just like he went off on them. He just made all the brutal stuff about. I'm surprised he didn't go there, but he went off on the whole situation. Well, it's not the situation, the entanglement thing. And he just like make fun of the whole them doing that shit in public and how kind of borderline sociopathic it was because that was always weird to fucking me. Like seriously, all really, this dirty laundry, like that's something that should be a thing. Why is that a thing? Like he got off on that. Yeah, he got off on Will Smith's size compared to him, which is a really good point. Will Smith like attacked somebody who was an easy target, if you think about it. We try to make himself look big out and nothing. And again, the selective outrage. That was pretty good. And then
Hmm.
he went off for the actual entanglement. But what I thought he would have done, what I thought was funny, is I thought he would have go off on the whole. Well, I forget the guy's name. Who did
Or
it.
August Alsina.
Right.
Alsina. Yeah.
So I don't know if this is true. Because again, it's one of these gossip things. I just click for 2 seconds and then really pay too much attention. But he came out as gay, right? Did he not?
Uh, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
Right. Because I remember people making jokes about it. Like after all of that, he's a gay now. Like that, you know. That's what I think. So I'm not sure. So I don't know. I didn't really get it. But I thought you would have mentioned that. So it's probably not true. Probably not a thing. Uh, yeah.
I,
But
I, I probably would have known about it. I probably
okay.
would have been one of the first people to
Right.
to
I,
see it because I'm actually
okay.
familiar with his work now, his music.
Okay. Right. But yeah, he kind of just went off on that whole thing, and he just like went off on calling Will Smith a bitch, calling Will Smith a bitch, calling Will Smith a
Well,
bitch.
yeah, calling Jada a bitch, yeah,
Shit
yeah.
a bitch too, right? I mean, call it mostly everybody calling Will Smith a bitch.
Mm.
Breakfast Club
What
and
you say, Charlemagne the God call him a bitch.
yeah,
Even
Breakfast
drink
Club
champs
and
call him a bitch.
Drink Champions, right? All of that, and then
Yeah.
he flubbed the joke because you can tell he was kind of pressed to it. He was still like pretty angry about the whole thing, about
Yeah,
especially Will
but
Smith's
that's with the whole Oscar stuff way back when
right,
Chris was hosting it. But I'll
right.
I'll, I'll share some quotes from it, right? Cause
But
yeah,
he
I took
flubbed
down some notes.
he flubbed the joke because about he flubbed the joke by saying
It
he
was it
said
was emancipation he was
instead of
nominated for,
concussion, right?
not concussion. Yeah,
Right. But then because the whole line was think about concussion, and then the punchline would have been that he gave me a concussion. That's the joke.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
he also kind of fucked up a fact about the thing. He talk about uh how with his I play a zebra, but he played a shark, which he didn't do in.
No,
Assuming you
well,
talk
no, well, he's referring to Shark Tale. Like
right, but Shark
that.
Tale he didn't.
Yeah,
Will
remember
Smith
that
wasn't
shit?
a shark. Will Smith was
He
a small
wasn't.
fish. No,
Oh, right.
it was a
Yes,
small
yes, that's
fish. True.
true.
I
Right.
was saying he
No,
fucked up.
sorry. It's just in the promo you see this big ass shark, but remember it was
No,
small Will as
no,
a fish, and
that was De Niro. That was De Niro's character. And then I
right.
forget Jack Black. I think was the other character.
Jack Black. That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah. I only
So
saw that shit once,
I remember
but
he just
whatever.
kind of fuck up that fact, but whatever, it's
Yeah.
fine. Like I get the joke, the spirit of the concept of it, but I suppose he could tweak that a little better. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, he make a great bit about he say you'll never be bareback, even though I think he was bareback in some bit in some movie he was. Uh,
I mean, I do talk about it. Well, sorry, I don't know the show, but I know the joke that he mentioned. Saying
right, the
about how
shirtless joke.
yeah, the shitless joke. Yeah.
Right, and yes, and I said, but it was a good bit. Like he really went on there because yeah, it's a little ridiculous their relationship and that whole thing. How nobody calling out how yeah, Jada kind of full of shit and she like I admitted she still kind of dug back for Tupac after how much all these years, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, clearly a dog man for tobacco much after 30 years or whatever the fuck, right? Like, it's a little ridiculous. And that whole thing, like, I'm really glad that he just kind of called that out for what it is. And yeah, it is the perfect person to call it out. And then when he did the joke, well, I saw this before, so I knew people was gonna, like, I know the joke was coming because he said it, I think, in a public statement or some article where he said, oh, he glad to see Will Smith get whooped now. And, you know, right.
Yeah, I saw that too prior to this special too.
Right. So that's about it. Yeah, that's all I know. I didn't watch the thing. I'm probably gonna make the effort to watch it after Netflix if Netflix want to put it up because I think it's not out as a recording, which is kind of weird. Like, seriously.
Okay, well, that explains it. But yeah, I think I'm not sure if it'll be out for like a limited time, because that wouldn't make any sense. Because I mean, people are talking about this, right? But
because I don't know Netflix making money off of this in particular. Like, it just like, are you paying for it like a live thing? I'm not sure going on. But basically, when I tried to run it on Netflix, it couldn't run. So I assumed it was going. But I waited for it to end it. So I was thinking, oh well, I'm gonna just see the recording of it, not watching it live now. But that didn't work either. And I checked it this morning, it didn't work either. So after the show, after we record here, I'll probably make the effort to watch just to see the entire thing, see what jokes he make, and we'll probably like talk about it next week, whatever. But we have to talk about this now, you know, because it's fresh and hot now, right? So, I just thought that shit was actually really goddamn funny and hilarious. It's like, goddamn, that was funny as hell, though. It's a really good.
It was, but
you could tell he was like legit press when going through it. Like, he was like mad, like straight up angry about it. You can really tell, you know, this comedy voice is breaking a little bit. That kind of thing does.
Yeah, like even though, you know, Chris Rock doing the whole chuckles, you know, he's usually do the chuckles in between jokes, right? But nah, the man was pissed.
Yeah,
you know,
at the end, the last line is great,
I want to share, please. Right?
Yeah, go ahead. So you go ahead.
Right. So of course, you know, as we said, you know, this is all about, you know, Suge Smith, right? As he called him earlier, right?
Yes.
But I just love how it all starts up, right? I just doing the little rundown, if you will, right? So Chris basically say that he's not gonna play the victim card, so no, you're not gonna see him on Oprah or Gayle King crying about getting slapped. And he says, I took that hit like Pacquiao, motherfucker. You know what I mean? And speaking of boxers now. You know, well, this is to the whole shitless joke now. He was talking about how, you know, Will is significantly bigger than him, right?
Right.
And you know, it's like, well, he reminded us that, you know, he played Muhammad Ali, right? And
right.
Well, he played Pookie in New Jack City, which I love. I love that joke, right? But is the entanglement stuff that I love though? Can you say, you know, can you say like everybody that really knows he had nothing to do with that shit? I didn't have any entanglements, right? That's how the audience went off with that, right?
Yeah.
And they went in deep. He was like, Jada was fucking her son's friend, right? That would be August Alsina, right? But it's what you say afterwards, though. Everybody in here have been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person cheated on us on television, right? Okay, if you remember that really cringe, viral moment
thing.
with the red table with Will and Jada. That was so weird, right? And yeah, because of that, of course, everybody call Will a bitch, right? And everybody call, you know, Jada a predator, right? And who he hit? Me. Let's love how he said that, right? And then he gets into the Oscar stuff, right? He talk about how years ago, Jada told Chris that he shouldn't host the Oscars because Will didn't get nominated for Concussion. And yes, he did love the joke he said emancipation, right? Be correct stuff afterwards, right? So yeah, he makes some jokes. She started, he finished it, right? Nobody's picking on the bitch. She started, right? That's his words, right? But it's nearing the end though that I love though, because he was talking about how he was rooting for Will his whole life.
Right.
He actually mentioned, you know,
how big of a fan he was here.
Yeah, seeing him perform. Oh gosh, what is the song?
Open for Run DMC. So I don't know where.
Open for Run DMC. You know, one of his favorite songs is Brand New Funk, and yeah, Brand New Funk is a classic in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know he watching Emancipation just to see him get whooped, and he say like, got me rooting for Massa. Hit him again, Massa. You missed a spot, Massa. that was hilarious, right? But then it's the last part that I just fucking love, Joe, where he says, people are like, Chris, why didn't you do nothing back during that night now? Because I got parents, because I was raised. And you know what my parents taught me? Don't fight in front of white people.
Right.
Like drop standing ovation. Special done. I clap and all too. I was like, yes, that is how you end the special. Oh my! I didn't see the 53 minutes before or whatever. But yeah, boy, that is like the perfect way to end that. And I make the joke, like just making that joke to myself. I tell myself that gonna be the quote of the week. Trade. Don't fight in front of white people.
Right.
It's brilliant.
No, that's a good. It's a great point. Like, look, the founding of Trinidad was straight up based on that idea. Like all the shit that Eric Williams and Rudy Capillo had in the days and thing don't fight in front of these British people. Don't fight in front of these white people. Like, stop fucking around, please. Like, it's little things like that. Like, Will Smith is so, in his own bullshit head now. And I just think that whole, Will and Jada airing the dirty laundry was always really fucking weird to me. Like, I don't understand why.
I know, right?
Why is this a thing that you should talk about in a public space in that way? And it's clearly
and in their heads, it's like, well, I'll tell you the reason why. Because they didn't want to be the type of Hollywood couple that would, split up because of something like that. Now they want to show that, we strong and we'll work together, keep the marriage afloat. So let's sit down and talk about it. But air it out to the world, though, that is weird,
No, you see what's serious about it is that, look, if you're doing that thing and you say, oh, well, people, because clearly it's for Will Smith to not be pressed, right? But like, all right, well, then why are you getting pressed over a shitty joke that Chris Rock make, right? That's the problem. Why you getting pressed over? And it's like a real dumb joke, like whatever now. What G.I.G. and like it ain't that great of a joke. Like in my opinion, because I thought he would make a Dora Milaje joke, like whatever now.
But the point, even Chris and all say, it's a G.I.G. joke. Like
G.I.G.
nothing,
like, like it's such a weird detached joke that is kind of funny. But it's like whatever. So, but she get pressed there. She clearly get mad over that now. Like, all right, well, what's your point then? If the whole thing is about being stoic and we could just air out everything, then yeah, Chris Rock is not a problem for you. But apparently not. She can't handle that bullshit. It real weird. Like, whatever. Moving on.
Yeah, but I'll close with this, right? I am looking out for, not so much from Jada, but I'm looking out for like a video, not so much a press statement, but a video from Will talking about his thoughts on what Chris said. We probably might hear anything from Jada per se, but I have a feeling Will see something, and I can't wait. It might be as weird as when he was addressing which happened like late last year, where he was addressing his slap and how he felt and emotions and all that kind of stuff. That was real weird and kind of cringe too. But I have a feeling it might be something like that he will do. But I mean, I want to make this sound like some kind of rap beef or something like that though. But Will had to see some. Will had to see some. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, to be at this point, he probably shouldn't. Like in my humble opinion, just take your L, move on. Like, but we will see.
Yeah, we'll see. But Selective Outrage, though, go on, sorry.
Yeah, no, it was super weird to me to see how many people get like real mad at Chris Rock for the whole thing, and why people so mad at Chris Rock for this thing now, and people going off on whole Chris Rock attacking black women and so on. So I was like, yeah, but like it's a real shitty dumb joke. Like who cares though? Again, you got to study why does that Jada have Will Smith in a position to do something like that? That's my point. So you're trying to tell me, like, that is where the conclusion of that is? That is super weird to me. Whatever.
Yeah, it is. But Chris, thank you so much for dropping this though.
Right.
I didn't even know about it till like about a couple days before it aired though, and I mentioned it to you, Ricardo. But the world needed this though. This is clearly this Chris just letting it all out there though. I don't want to say removing the skeletons of the closet. That's the wrong term. He's letting off some extra baggage off his shoulders, though. And, trust me, the world will be praising him for that, though. I would say for the next few days, you know what I mean?
He used it. He really used it because again, it still has so many people like justifying the slap and thinking, he should have slapped him, and it's all this kind of thing. It's like what? It's like for that joke, it's still bothering me like for that.
And I'm gonna close this. I can't wait for somebody. Cause it'll happen. Somebody next week at the Oscars. I'm just gonna mention
the Oscars again.
I don't even know. But I have a feeling somebody will not just mention his slap, but they will mention what Chris said. Like it's a hot button topic. Somebody had to bring it up. Though. I just can't wait to see who. You know what I mean?
I just trying to think of who the host is. Because if it's somebody like Jimmy Kimmel or some lazy shit like that, then okay, whatever. I think it's.
Let me just look for it quickly.
Yeah, look for it quick. Because I forget who the host is.
We have time. Hold on. All right, so it's gonna be hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah.
Oh, big fucking surprise. He always fucking hosting shit.
I know, right? Just remind you that he still exists, boy. Yeah, just being real, right?
But Jimmy Kimmel real goddamn corny, dude. And he real lose me when I think it's Quinta Brunson win something at Emmys, I think, and he had some weird shit we use this there as a bit, and like, dude, it's not the right time. You could stop.
Yeah, for real.